So we've made it to Cars and Coffee here in Charlotte, and I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't been here in, I don't know, it's over a year with COVID. Everything's been kind of jacked up. Obviously, I've got Project Cayman here behind me. I brought that one out, and it was a real tough decision. Literally last night, I was trying to figure out, do I bring Project Cayman or do I bring the Deathkart? I'm glad that I brought this today, but I have to admit, on the drive here, actually we passed another Deathkart, another Miata-based Deathkart, so it was pretty cool. Now, I have a very difficult job right now. I have to actually pick out something that I like to show you here. We could go on for hours, but let's just pick a couple that really kind of stand out. So one of the coolest cars back in the 1990s was an Acura Nsx. These are really unique. Honestly, it was a Ferrari fighter back in the day. But this one here is pretty unique. A couple of reasons. Number one, we noticed the body kit on it, and it looks really great. It really stands out, and I love the way the wing is integrated. The other thing, it's right-hand drive. So I never should have sold my Viper. That was one of the biggest mistakes automotive-wise I've ever done in my entire life. This one behind me brings back great memories because it's a Gen 2 GTS, which is what I had. But of course, this one is the iconic blue with white stripes. Now, the blue with white stripe Gen 2 GTS was done in both 1996 and 1997. How do you tell the difference? It's all in the stripes on the back. If the stripes go through the license plate, that's a 1996. If they stop above and then pick back up below the license plate, that's a 1997. Let's go see what this one has. Oh man, this is one of my all-time favorite cars, the FD Series Mazda RX-7. It's at the time it was the last of the rotaries. These things are great. Now, admittedly, the engines are kind of time bombs in these things, and a lot of these vehicles wound up with LS swaps in them. But it's great to see a couple of them here at Cars and Coffee. So, watching cars leave here is pretty amazing. But one of the neatest cars, and really one of the rarest cars here, is this Cadillac that's coming up behind me. It's a CTSV, automatically cool because it's a high-performance version. It's a wagon, which makes it even rarer, and it's an automatic. I was hoping maybe it was going to be a manual because that's like super unobtainium, but what a cool ride. So this is super cool. It's a 1982 Chrysler LeBaron, and it's in poop brown. You're like, wait a minute, that's not cool at all. And yet it kind of is, because it's in really good shape. I mean, whoever thought we'd be sitting here at a car show all these years later going, 1982 Chrysler LeBaron Convertible, and it's really cool. And yet it really, really is. This is one of the limited edition Mark Cross editions. It had the special Mark Cross leather in it, which was kind of a big deal back in the day. And you can see the interior is really very unique. Under the hood, this thing's got a Hemi. No kidding. This actually has the big engine option. It's a 2.6 liter Mitsubishi 4-cylinder with a hemispherical head on it. So yes, this was actually marketed as a 2.6 Hemi. Now you know. You know, there's a lot to be said about a McLaren. For that matter, there's a lot to be said about a Audi R8. You know, there's a lot to be said about a 1965 Corvette Convertible. There's a lot going on here. Cars and Coffee in Charlotte. Okay, I got one more for us. Come on over this way. And I know you're going to think, wait a minute, we're at a car show. Why in the world are we looking at a pickup truck? Because this is a Toyota X-Runner pickup truck. It was actually a pretty rare vehicle. Pretty cool, right from the factory. It was lowered, it had the body kit on it. It was definitely their sporting vehicle. But I got an interesting side story on these things. These vehicles and Toyota pickup trucks of this era in general, they actually had a recall on them because when they were built, the company that did the I don't want to call it winterizing, the rust proofing on the metal didn't get it quite right. And so the chassis underneath these trucks would rust out. And Toyota has spent millions and millions of dollars replacing the chassis underneath these pickup trucks. Now, how do I know this? My buddy David had his done. He had an X-Runner, just like, or still does, has one, and he had his entire chassis replaced. They took it into the dealership, completely disassembled the truck, put a new frame underneath it, and then rebuilt the thing absolutely for free as a recall. Well, I gotta tell you guys, this has been an amazing show, as it usually is here with Charlotte Cars and Coffee. We've obviously wrapped up at the bike section. There's some pretty cool motorcycles here as well. I highly encourage you to come on by next month. This is a great location here on the south side of Charlotte, and we certainly have a good time coming out here and seeing our friends and showing off cars. So, that said, as you're leaving this joint, be respectful, be smart, clean up after yourselves. Don't be a tool bag out on the road, all right? Enjoy things. I would appreciate it if you hit the like button. If you like what you're watching, subscribe to it. We've always got more content coming up here. So, from right now, here at Cars and Coffee, see you guys next time.